All right, Paul Howe, CSAT way. Been wanting to get this one put to bed, red dot pistol, my final video. So, short version, it's not for me for EDC, but we'll talk about it. So, maybe as a trigger trainer, I like that. People being able to see the dot, but if they're watching the dot, they're usually doing the dot focus for a little bit when they train. But it's great to work on your trigger press. I've been using a dot for years. I just don't tell a lot of people. This is my daughter's first 22, little Beretta. Had this nice integral rail, and I put a rifle red dot on it to start. I still use it to shoot paint cans. So before they go into burn kit and they blow up all over, I decompress paint cans with it. So I've been shooting dots for a long time, just not on the big platforms. Went ahead and bought the Hollow Sun, put it on Glock 26 Gen 5, and ran it. And I go, okay. I didn't like it that much. And I'm going to get into the points because I think it's really important to articulate why. Now, do we need to be that precise up close? Not really. To me, you can be just as fast with iron sights. Cost effective in equipment and training, and then durability. Now, I equate it to putting a fixed 6 power on an AR and say, go do CQB. It can be done. Enough practice, you can do it. But it has a certain bandwidth that it's more advantageous. So I don't care for it. And tried the occlusion, doing different things. And again, my eyes is somewhat locked in. I just did a vision video. You'll see that. But I do front sight focus instead of target focus. Now, the big reasons, complexity. When you start adding screws, components, plates, all that, there's a lot more to it. And I wasn't impressed about a Glock 45. Shot it. It's a gun. It's like holding a 2x4 in my hand. But it's got all the plates, and I went and looked at it, and I don't like to find screws and a lot of different things. So it's just me. Being old school, I want it robust and durable. Now, tactical stuff we're seeing, SWAT classes come in, they're shooting and they're taking a handoff because of the sun. The dot intensity is not where they want it, and they have to adjust on the fly. And if that were a fight, it would not be good. So that's one of the things we see. The batteries, of course, their batteries are always going to, fail you. Screws, again, the fine screws and keeping it clean and getting those at the precise torque. Okay, so maintenance time. Is he an officer, or are you going to check it every day? Is the dot working? Is all the fuzz and lint off it? Important stuff. Now, if you're a law enforcement agency, you're a chief, and you're thinking about this, don't give all this equipment to a lazy officer. They will not find the dot on the first shot. They have to dry fire. And the agency I use as an example, I think it's about 7,000 rounds they're training new recruits with to get the dot, finding it the first time. And that's good. That's what you need, the maintenance. Older guys may take about 3,000. And so you can invest in that, the time, the money, the equipment. So I would have them qualify expert or, basically with their irons, because they should, when you're adding a red dot, qualify with both irons and optics. They do that with a rifle, right? Zero magnification. And then they've got to learn to shoot that lower 1/3 quadrant unless they co-witness. Human beings are lazy, and I see it. Probably 10% of an LE agency is worthy of a red dot. The rest, they're not going to train and won't find it. They're just going to get excited in a fight and just send rounds down range. Soldiers, this is important stuff to me. Well, is it jumpable? That means halo, static line. Can you bang it around on vehicle ops, getting dusted in a convoy, water ops, all that is going to require light or heavy maintenance. If you hear Tom Satterley's story, I knew Tom in the day. He was a junior member of a team. He's a good guy. His pistol failed him because of the dirt and the dust, helicopter infill. Now, let's add a red dot sight to that equation. You're adding complexities to where I need simple iron sights. That's just my 2 cents. Now, accuracy, yes, they are more accurate. They're more precise at the cost of time, a lot of times. So I had a group come in, phenomenal shooters. They come in once a year, do a little tune-up. So we set up a little scenario for them, and what we did is we shot this target 30 yards, hallway, and 95% of the rounds are right in there. We had a little air ball, a little hair action right there, but they did great. Phenomenal shooters. Guns ranging from 226 to tacos, variety of other guns, but they were phenomenal shooters. Had great ammo too. That was part of it. Now I polled them. I go, how many of you guys are doing target focus? How many folks are doing dot focus? 5 out of the 6 fessed up they were doing dot focus to make the shots here. Or when they're doing a competition on bulls, and they were shooting like 49 out of 50 on these bulls. I mean, super tight groups. They were doing dot focus. So there's going to be that target focus versus dot focus. What do you use? So I am a dot or iron sight focus shooter. That's just me. So went out, replicated this, took my little, that's my trainer right there. It's Gen 3. And shot it. Did, instead of my training ammo, I used my duty round. Shot a little bit right. So it's about 4 inches, if you take the average height of the group, probably 4 inches at 30 yards. And then what we did is we put the shot right there in the hallway. And then I went back, tried my duty with the Gen 3, the trainer. She's a little bit right. So it frustrated me a little bit. I have to chin them. So I put the front sight underneath their chin. Now, if I wanted to adjust the sights again, I'll show you how to do that in a minute. But I went back with my EDC, and it's a Gen 5, and it puts them in there in the head. So again, chin them, and it makes a shot. Now, all I have to do if I really want to get that centered up, I just file the rears down. You lower your rear sight, it will cause me to drag my front sight down, which will drop my shot down. Now, not a realistic real world, but it's fun. Why? You can't discriminate that far. If you can't discriminate that far, you shouldn't pull the trigger. And realistically, it's way outside the average shooter's ability. Most folks, right-handed shooters, over grip, they're going to push into the hostage. These guys didn't. Dude, phenomenal shooters. Now, my eyes. Do I fix the gun? Fix my eyes. Fix my eyes. Did a whole video on vision. So discrimination is critical. Judging demeanor is important. So I want to be able to see problems out at a distance, and then I want to be able to see front sight here once I transition. That's me. Now, gun Democrats, there are people out there. Democrats, you know the deal. They, my way or the highway. So be an uproar, evolve or die is what they chant. He's a FUD, refusing to evolve. No, I've tried it. I don't care for it. I know about it. It's just like rifles. Rifles, I have, iron sights, zero magnification. I have fixed threes. I have LPVOs. I know how to use them all. And so I prefer a fixed three, but I train on a iron sighted rifle all the time. So my instructors, they're going to have to qualify on my standards, both the red dot sight and irons, to maintain their, proficiency, so to speak. We know all the ins and outs. Do I want to go down that rabbit hole? No, and it's fine. Now, this is America. If you want to have red dots on your pistols, man, you go for it. If you want to put a comp on your 9mm, go for it. But you want to impress me as a combat shooter or a tactical shooter, you can do the build drill, hands out in front of you, because we don't talk to people with our hands down, and then concealment. And then instead of shooting 6 here, put 1 in the head. Little transition there. So that's a reality check. Why? Let's see what we got here. This guy here, I think it was in Baltimore. So hands down, sucker punch, head hit the ground, he's dead. So you've got to cross that threshold of how you really want to train versus competition or real world. Now, if you don't have it, you're not current or you will die mentality. To me, it's rude, one-dimensional. It's overconfident with little or no experience. So we got to go to the field, and the field's important. This pig here didn't care if I used iron sights, 50 Beowulf, I think in the day, and target focus or front sight focus. This one didn't care if I used an older fixed 3. These didn't care if I used target, dot, front sight focus. They're taken care of. These didn't care if I used a pistol brace, carbine. It worked. I made it work. This one didn't care if I used a old beater rental rifle. So it worked. This one, 1-6 LPVO bolt action rifle. First one I ever had in like 25 years here, charged me. And so it was about a 1 to 2 yard shot. And I had it on 1 power because that's where I roll. And then I can always cam up a distance, but I had to do the little offset from line of sight, line of bore. But he anchored. He didn't care if it was a ball round or a hunting round. Guy right here, he didn't care if he was shot green tip. He didn't care if he was shot, old crappy aim point, dot focus or target focus. So it's the India, not the arrow concept. I go back to this with a little bit of articulation here. Now, takeaways. Sorry about the first one. I had to leave that in there. Don't get so hypercritical. As an instructor, you bring whatever, and I'll judge your skills on the target. Simple as it is. Target's going to tell me. He's not going to lie. Now, understand the capabilities and limitations of whatever you bring. Don't fall victim to needing the latest gadget. Be confident in your skills and training in a realistic manner. The basics are there for a reason. And so the last point I'll leave you with is, this is my old map kit from the day. Went through selection. So didn't have these, couldn't use these. And I still am familiar with these. What I had is an old protractor. We scrubbed the scale. I used also a index card, simple as a scale. This little map case, a grease pencil, alcohol pen, and moved over hundreds of miles probably. I don't know the actual distances. Use a simple compass. This works. If you know the basics, you can navigate. Now, GPSs. Yes, I know them, and I've used them. I don't rely on them totally. Use these extensively in Colorado, looking at mines, and they have capabilities and limitations. Now, had buddies still in, took these to Death Valley, they overheated and fried. So they probably have better equipment now, but everything's got a capability limitation. I still go back to the basics and understand the basics, and it works for me. So, but I let you do your own shooting journey, and I'm good with that. We will help maximize your shooting and your skills. So I hope this video helps. You take care, be safe, and I hope to catch you on the range. All right, Paul Howe, CSAT Way. If you like our videos, we have a Mighty Network webpage and over 400 and probably 60 to 70 videos on it right now. Everything from operator level to instructor level. So if you want to continue your training and you can't make it to the range, this site is available. Hope you like it. Give us feedback because we're always trying to make it a little better. It's organized, structured, just like we'd run a shooting course. So appreciate you guys watching. You take care, be safe. Hope to catch you on the range or in a class.